What is up, and I welcome each and every one of you back to a brand new Civ 6 or Civilization 6 video. Hope you're all having fantastic days, and if not, hope I can make your day just a little bit better. But have you ever wondered while playing with your friends, I wish there were some strategies I could use to guarantee my victory? Maybe it's on deity, maybe it's an online game, maybe you are a professional Civ 6 players, but you're in luck, because over the last decade I have spent time researching, discovering unknown Civ 6 tactics. I even wrote my doctoral thesis about it, by the way, and yeah, I have 5 strategies that I haven't really heard about. I got one from the comment section of a previous video, but I guarantee there will be at least 3 strategies, probably 4 or 5, that you have no idea about. They're super fun, by the way, and I've tried them all out. They are without a doubt absolutely OP. Without further ado, let's get started with our first strategy. Now, if this is your first time watching one of these super secret strategy videos, don't worry, you're in luck. I'm going to start off gentle, as I always do with my first time, but we are going to talk about the Mali settler rush. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mansa Musa was the richest man ever. After getting smacked by Jeff Bezos in the last epic rap battles of history,
I'm hard corporate, top tier in the Forbes list. You couldn't even hit top tier in Civ 6.
After this disgraceful defeat, he decided that he needed to start anew, find a new home where nobody knew about this despicable defeat, and it is represented in Civilization 6, believe it or not. What you could do with Mali is that Suguba gives a 20% discount for faith buying and gold buying settlers, or units in general, but settlers count towards that. Well, if you get a golden age, which you should be trying to do on Mali anyway, you could get monumentality, which gives you another 30% discount for gold and faith buying settlers. After that, you go for the theocracy civic, get the theocracy government, and now you get a 15% discount from faith buying units as well. After that, you'll be buying settlers for 35% of their total faith costs, or 50% of their gold cost. All the while, you're making a butt ton of both gold and faith. Someone from my comments section named Isfis told me about it a couple months ago, and this, I have to tell you, you'd be buying settlers for less than 100 faith at the start. This is absolutely insane, especially if you get a classical era golden age. Mali already has great faith and gold generation. Beeline the Suguba, build that. You'll probably get a golden age if you do that, as well as maybe even found a religion. It's really one of the strategies where you could easily buy 15 to 20 settlers by turn 100. It is so cheap. Maybe add in secret society so you can get void singers and get those super special 4 faith monuments. And honestly, after getting a couple units to faith buy and deal with the barbarians, you could now focus completely on settlers. And I might come out with this game in the future, because I am telling you, it is insane amounts of fun. But yeah, if you haven't tried it, definitely go for it. Maybe try to get as many cities as you can. Let me know down below in the comments how many you got with this. The next strategy is an ancient Greek tradition, the Hippolyta aircraft carrier strategy. Now, what history won't tell you about the Greeks is that they loved their aircraft carriers. Ancient Greece was all about dropping bombs on civilians and dogfighting in dangerous battles in the air. But the problem is they'd only be able to fly planes once per turn, meaning that, they didn't have enough time doing what they loved. But after a quick round of dogfights, they found that if they just penetrate themselves in the butt, they'd be ready for round 2 immediately after, and Hippolyta in Civilization 6 demonstrates this. In all seriousness, the aircraft carrier strategy is great. For those of you who don't know, Hippolyta can restart the movement of a unit. So if he ran out of move points, you use her ability, and then everyone on her tile and around her will immediately just get their movement filled back up to 0. You can attack twice, you can move out of the way, do whatever you want, but if you put her on an aircraft carrier and you have maybe her surrounded by aircraft carriers with airplanes, then you would be able to throw all your airplanes, use Hippolyta's ability, and not only would the aircraft carriers get all their movement back, so would the actual aircraft. So if you have 12 to 15 planes, you'd be able to attack 30, yes, 30 times with those planes immediately on the same turn. This is actually amazing because now you don't have to worry about, maybe I won't have enough plane strikes to take out the enemy, maybe they'll be able to counterattack, because with 30 plane strikes, you will wipe out their military in one turn, or your money back guaranteed. This is an amazing late game domination strategy to take out the one or two straggling civs that haven't submitted their capital to the bootstraps of your foot. And hey, now you can actually be the Greeks in real life.
Chop those hippodromes.
Sir, we're at war. Shouldn't we be building military units like cavalry? I said hippodrome. Byzantium has by far one of the best cavalry civs in the entire game, and that is compounded with the fact that they get free cavalry units for every hippodrome they do construct. Now, you might be asking me, okay, what's the point of this strategy? And it's simple. Build a couple of builders, chop out hippodromes and arena. Don't build any until you research the Tagma unique unit in the civic tree. Afterwards, place and finish all your hippodromes, chop them up, chop up all the arenas, and if you have, let's say, 6 cities, you will be able to immediately get 12 heavy cavalry advanced Tagma units damn near immediately, and that right there is probably more than enough for you to wipe out the rest of the world, in all honesty. In combination with Basil's other abilities, the strategy isn't really interesting or intricate or anything like that, but chopping out those hippodromes are absolutely a game changer. Instead of just hard building them, what I would recommend is after you settle a city, you immediately lock in the cost of the hippodrome by placing it, but don't work on it until you research the Tagmas. Therefore, after you work on your economy and you're ready, you will be able to finish those cheap hippodromes in one turn, and then use builders to chop out the potential arenas, or maybe stadiums if you even waited till the late game. For Basil, for every hippodrome and hippodrome building that you do construct, he gets a free heavy cavalry military unit. You could absolutely abuse these strategies by leaving a couple builders for later while you work on science, culture, or whatever the hell you want before you bring your reckoning to the rest of the world. Our penultimate strategy is a good one, make no mistake about it. No jokes this time, we got the China Science Beeline strategy. Now, China can build whatever ancient and classical era wonder they want, right? Well, use marshlands or the wetlands map type, pick China, log into the game. You might already be knowing where this is going, but trust me, you don't. First things first, yes, we are going to get the Etemenanki Wonder, which gives science for every floodplains tiles, or marsh, which are both plentiful in the game mode of wetlands, the map type. So you're going to get Etemenanki, boom, your science is already sky high, but we are not finished yet, because you're going to go to the civic tree, beeline the Great Library, and get that too. Both of these wonders should be easy to get, considering that as China you can use builders to finish up those wonders. Absolutely useful. And then you get the Great Library, you'll get every single ancient and classical era tech immediately researched, and every time anyone else gets a great scientist, you're gonna get a nice little boost in science yourself. You could probably complete all this by around turn 50 or 60 max, and by that time you should be getting already a massive base in science, an insane amount of great scientist points, as well as science from all your natural tiles, as well as marshes and floodplains. So another basic strategy, but it is extremely fun. You will be winning the easiest science victory of your life with this strategy. Now, before we end off the video with my number one option, let's just go ahead and talk about the honorable mention. And that honorable mention is the Gilga Bro Military Alliance ability. Now, what people don't know is that the power of friendship originated from Gilga Bro, Gilga Chad, Gilga Daddy, Gilgamesh, whatever you want to call him. Now, how do you win against a superior force? Well, TV tropes will say the power of friendship. Gilgamesh will say, hell yeah, the power of friendship. For those of you who don't know, anyone in an alliance with Gilgamesh and at war with a common enemy will go ahead and give them a +5 combat strength bonus to all units for both civilizations. You add that in with a regular military alliance, we are now looking at 8 combat strength. Holy crap, this is absolutely insane. 8 combat strength is an incessant amount. It is absolutely massive. 8 combat strength will absolutely change the game for you. Not to mention that your allies are going to be at war as well, meaning you're going to get all experience they get, you're going to get all the rewards they get. You are going to be able to tag team whoever the poor sucker was that decided to spawn into the same game as you. The goal is pretty much kind of like the Big Mac strat. Find a friend super far away, or whoever it is. They don't even have to join the war. That's the best part. I mean, they have to declare the war, but they don't have to actually fight in it, unlike you know, what you needed to make use of Gilgamesh's abilities before. If they don't want to go adventuring with Enkidu, they don't have to. As long as they are at war, which is going to be at least 10 turns, you will get the massive amount of combat strength, which is amazing. The other good thing about it is if they end up declaring war on you, a random civ declares war on you, then you can go ahead and also just, you know, your ally would automatically join the war. And even if you are caught with your pants down and shirtless, you will still be able to put up a fight because 9 combat strength, or 8 combat strength, excuse me, is nothing short of absolutely astounding. Not even taking into effects whatever maybe spies you have in there, increasing your combat strength from surveillance. You might be able to get a potential 12 combat strength without even factoring in your regular units. Maybe you even get the battle cry promotion. You're now looking at 19 extra combat strength. 19 potential combat strength when you have swordsman on swordsman combat. Add in a great general, you're now looking at 24. You are potentially looking at 24 extra combat strength for a random man-at-arms units in the middle of the game. This is a super OP and fun strategy. It's on the honorable mentions because it is kind of obvious considering it is one of his unique abilities, but make no mistake about it, it is one of the best strategies total, and I highly recommend you try it out, and it's probably also the best multiplayer strategy. You and your friend can go into whatever lobby you like, or if you're like me and you don't have friends, you could just find some random dude on Twitter, get them to join the multiplayer lobby with you, tell them your strategy, you both start kind of far away, you know, you go ahead, work up on the economy, get your military combat strength up, and then you and your friend will both have the massive combat bonus, and you could literally just conquer the world as long as one of you is playing Gilgamesh. Now let's get on to our number 1 slot. As you know, me being the TheCivLifeR, I have saved the best and most favorite strategy for last in this Civ 6 top 5 strategies you don't know about. Now, in order for us to explain what this strategy is, we have to understand the mindset of Genghis Khan. Genghis was a jealous man. He wanted what he didn't have. He wanted China's riches, so he took it. He wanted European riches, so he took it. He wanted that little bit of an arable land which is really uninhabited between Asia and Europe, and so he took it. But what you also don't know is that he took enemy cavalry heroes, including King Arthur. Yes, the reason we don't know too much about the real-life King Arthur is because he fought Genghis Khan and Genghis just took him, controlled him, brainwashed him. I don't know, it's pretty much alien technology that Genghis used, and you could do that too. You're able to steal heroes with Mongolia, at the very least King Arthur. He is a cavalry unit, so are his questing knights. You take them, they are now permanently yours, but it's a little bit light on the strategic side, so I decided I would give you a sort of bonus mini strategy, and that is stealing enemy cavalry with Genghis. We all know that, but if you theoretically filled the map with Scythia, Grand Columbia, Byzantium, Gilgamesh even, etc., etc., you know, you are still the big daddy when it comes to cavalry. All the combat strength you get from trading posts, as well as the base combat strength you get for cavalry units, means you're going to be stronger, build a force of 4 to 5 horsemen, go to war, and just like my YouTube sub count, they are going to start multiplying. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe, helps me out a ton. But Mongolia has one of the best unique abilities for cavalry, and filling your map with enemy cavalry units means you can use enemies' units against them. Work on the rest of your economy while your 4 or 5 horsemen multiply to potentially 25 or 30. Let me know down below exactly which strategies you liked and what other secret strategies you guys might have. And without further ado, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.